Okay, so now it's time to jump into the admin section where we will be dealing with the admin actions. Okay, so all of those CRUD operations that we perform while dealing with database as an admin. Okay, so let's now go ahead and build a drop down only for those who are titled as an admin. Okay, so that the user will have the complete access to all the users, products, and the orders that we have in our database. So for that, let's create a drop down in our header. So inside the components folder, we have header.jsx, right? So we have already created a drop down for the profile. So this is the render profile button. So let's duplicate this and create one for the admin as well. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this, and I can just press Alt Shift and down arrow to duplicate another instance of that. So I can just name this render admin button, like that. And now let's change this to set is admin menu open. Okay, so now we can create a state for the admin drop down button. So just like we have set the is profile menu open, so let's create the same one for the admin as well. So I'm just going to duplicate this and going to change this to admin. Okay, so initial value will be false, so whenever we click on that, it will become true. So based on that value, we are going to show the drop down. Okay, so let's replace this with admin. I'm just going to hit Control D to select all the instances and change that to admin. So that's done. And now let's replace these links with the user profile, the product, and the orders. Okay, so I'm just going to change this to um, users, then the products, and finally the order. Okay, orders. So I'm just going to duplicate this and change this to orders. Okay, so and also let's get rid of this icon. Okay, so we don't need that, and let's change this to slash admin slash users. Okay, so this will be only restricted to admins. Okay, so that's why I'm giving it admin, and the same for the products slash admin slash products, and finally for the orders. All right, so let's get rid of these icons, and now if let's get rid of this as well, so we don't need this. Okay, so looks good. Now it's time to render this button within our JSX. Okay, so uh, we also need to change this to just admin. Okay, so the user is an admin, so let's replace this to admin. And yeah, so this will only be shown only if the user is admin. Okay, so let's go ahead and render this conditionally within our JSX. So let's go right next to this render profile button, where I'm going to duplicate this and just check if the user info dot has a property called isAdmin, right? So if you also have a look at your database, so isAdmin, so only if that is true, we are going to render the admin button, like that. Okay, copy this and go to our um, desktop device JSX, and let's paste it over there. So where do we have that? Yeah, right below this. So if I paste that, if I refresh, yeah, there we go. So I know this sounds like confusing, like which is the actual admin. So the one which is on the left side is the actual user, which is irrespective of the user being an admin. So and the next one is the drop down for the user if the user is actually an admin. So if I just click on one of these links, it will take us to slash admin slash users. Okay, or whatever the link is. Okay, so if I refresh, it's giving me a problem saying that it's reading this sysadmin property, which is null. Okay, so for that we can probably use optional chaining. So I guess I didn't do that. So if I refresh and do the same even for the mobile screen devices, so it should work. Okay, so let's do the same before I forget, like this. Okay, so if I refresh and okay, now I can, like, try to log in through John's email ID. So I'll just show you an issue which can occur here. So if I can directly go to slash admin slash users and try to access this route, which I do not want any user who is not an admin to access this route. So for that we are going to create another component which will allow only the admin users to access this. So if the user is not an admin, it will just redirect the user back to home screen. So for that we can just go to our components folder and create one file called admin routes.jsx, just like we created one for the private route. Okay, so we are only just checking if the user is logged in, only then we are navigating, sorry, we are allowing the user to access that particular route. Okay, so if not, the user needs to go to slash login and log in there. So the same way we are going to check for the admin. So let's name this as admin route, and let's create a function. Come on, my laptop is slow. I don't know why is it slow. So let's now finally grab the user state. So I'm just going to get the user info, not here. So that is coming from use selector. You know the drill, right? So I don't need to repeat this every single time. So we grab the state, okay, state, and we are going to take the user state dot user. Okay, now let's check if the user is actually an admin. Okay, so if it's an admin, then we are going to allow, then we are else if the user is not an admin, we are going to redirect the user back to the home screen. So we are not returning any JSX for the moment. So we are just going to check if the user info is an admin or not. So this will just return a boolean value. So user info dot is admin. So let's make sure we have an optional chain, and let's check, let's use a ternary. Then we are going to use the outlet. Okay, so we have already done this outlet, so that is coming from React router DOM. And if the user is not an admin, then we are going to navigate the user back to the home screen. Okay, so we have this navigate from React router DOM, navigate auto import. That is this will take in few props. Okay, so where does the user have to navigate? So we need to pass in a two prop, that is slash, and also we need to replace. Okay, so this will actually replace anything if there is an existing URL. So so that it will match, so that it doesn't match the one which is in the actual URL that the user is in. Okay, so that's the reason we need to use this replace. And now let's add this within our main.jsx. Okay, so I'm just going to create another one. So so I can just give a comment here so that you don't get confused. Private route. So for JSX we need to write the comments inside the curly braces, like that. And let's do one same for the admin route. So let's create a route. So that is so the path will be slash admin. Sorry, this should just be slash, and then the element is the admin route, right? So this should be like this. Okay, so now let's close this, and within inside this we are going to actually define all of our routes that needs to be an admin. Okay, so only the user who is an admin can access. So I'm just going to create another route where the path is going to be slash admin slash users. Okay, so and we are going to pass in the user screen, okay, user edit screen, which we are yet to create. So we can just for now just mount that element. That is going to be user edit screen, like that. Okay, so we need to write this since it's a component like this, and we can just close this as a self component. And yeah, so let's now first of all create a screen, so that we can have the ability to edit the particular user. So I'm creating a folder inside our screens, just for the admins. So admin, and over there I'm going to create three files. One is for the user, orders, and the products. Okay, so user edit screen dot jsx, and the same for the products and orders. So let's sketch out a component, and let's call this user edit screen. Probably we can call this a user list screen. Okay, so first we'll be listing the users, and only then we can edit the user. So list, and also the file name. Okay, so that's done. Now also let's create the same for the products and the orders as well. So product list screen, and also the orders. So let's create a component, the same for the products as well. Okay, so now let's head back to our main.jsx, and also give the admin route for those two as well. So just duplicating this and replacing this with products and orders. All right, and this should be capital U, and let's this should be list since we changed it. And let's auto import this. Okay, and also the same for the product list screen and order list screen. All right, so that's done. Now let's test it if everything is working nice and good. So I'm logged in my admin account. So if I navigate to slash admin slash user, so we see the generic message of user list screen. So that's what we have given it in the form of a JSX. And let's see the same for the products. So there we go, and also the same for orders. Okay, so let's now log in through a user who is not an admin. So our very famous person John. So let's try to access slash users, sorry, slash admin slash users, and hit enter. Okay, so there we go. We are redirected back to our home page since John is not an admin. So everything is working perfectly fine. So in the next video, we will be listing all of the user orders, okay, within our admin slash orders. Okay, so the admin can manage all of the orders by handling them to delivered or not delivered, whether the status is paid or not paid. So all of that we will be creating a table and listing all of the user orders and also their status. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that.